Title of the video is I'm not a pagan, but technically the 21st is the new year to me. So that means it's time to start planting. It's time to start germinating, which I'll get into in a second. It's time to start planning for next year's garden. Excuse the mess. This is my bug out room. I'm going through all my bug out bag stuff. I got this thing here. Fires these for like $50 on Amazon. And yeah, you can take somebody's life. Look at this thing. Boom. This thing's accurate at like 30 yards easy, 40 maybe, 50 you gotta lob it, but watch. Oh, it's got a safety on it. Hold on. Don't shoot your dog with it. See that? Oh, I lost the tip. Oh. But I mean, this arrow's the size of an iPhone. Oh well. See, if you lose the tip in somebody, they gotta go dig it out. And if you fire it without the tip, you can't see that, but the material from in here is in the arrow. Oh my God. This thing should be banned under the UN treaty of like gruesome weapons. Holy shit. Watch, see if I can get this out. Look at this. That was without a tip. The tip was from there. This went in sideways and it ate some of the material. Crazy. Just this thing. Just this thing. The reason I say that is because when they lock down the country, if somebody breaks into your house, you can't use firearms. I guarantee your neighbor will call the cops. Then what they're gonna do, because Supreme Leader Donald Trump said, and I quote, okay, and I quote, take the guns first, due process second. So what they're gonna do when they have this martial law lockdown stuff, if you defend yourself with a firearm in your own house, protect your children, protect your castle, okay? They're gonna arrest you. They're gonna take your guns. You're gonna have to go to trial. They're gonna bleed you dry. They'll break every law just to get your guns. And this is Republicans. This is Trump-appointed whoever the hell. It doesn't matter. The Republicans want your guns too. Do not be fooled. You know, I'm gonna quote him again. Take the guns first. Due process second. Yeah, that sounds like somebody who wants to protect the Constitution. That's why I say, you Trump fans can go fuck yourselves. So, way back in the days, when you could buy crypto on credit cards and not pay the credit cards back. And crypto and Bitcoin was 20 grand. I made sure to take some off the top, buy a bunch of silver, buy a bunch of gold. Well, who cares about all that? This is the important stuff in here. Because I called my favorite seed company, Baker Creek, and I told them, give me everything you got A to Z. They were like, huh? I said, how much would it cost to get everything? So I was just smelling to see. To get everything in the catalog A to Z, and they sent it to me in a big box with everything everywhere. And I went through and I organized every single one of them by species. And guess what? There's no species information on the back of them, so that took a while. That's one kind of pumpkin or squash. These are all peas. That's how many species I have. Tomatoes, cucumber, They really need to change the shape of cucumbers. Come on, they could genetically modify anything and they don't change the shape of cucumbers or eggplants. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 20 gallons of seeds right there. This is my running box. So anytime I open something and don't use everything, I just put them in this little section right here. These are my mushroom spores. What else do I have? Here's another box of stuff that I order every year, Baker Creek. I didn't get my order yet this year. They're having problems due to everything that's going on. But when I go through their new seeds list and I buy whatever they have. I mean, there's so many nice... I'm a collector in a sense. I like genetic variants. And I like preserving genetics of plants. That's what I want to do. That's what I like to do. It's my own little seed bank. And when I'm out, if I see something on sale, I buy it. So, these are my favorite. This is my favorite collection of seeds right here. This stays in a special spot. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Cause I can't lie, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't. But you know, if you haven't had the pleasure of going to northern climates and going to a big city like Chicago, New York, Boston, when it's, I mean, Home Alone is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Just in case you're from another planet. You know what I'm saying? So if you've never been to a northern climate where there's something called snow, get a chance to do that. And speaking of which, we are entering grand solar minimum. I have another box of this stuff somewhere else. We are entering grand solar minimum, and this time around, the government is bioengineering everything and making sure that it's really bad. So, just in case we have to go underground, just in case no crops can be grown anywhere outside of like 10 miles of the equator for, say, 30 years, make sure you get yourself as many of these as possible. They're just Mylar sealing bags. Yeah, I go with I think these are 1 gallon bags. You go with any size. 1 gallon bags. Mylar for long term. This is called Shield Pro. I don't know anything about the brands. Make sure you get as many oxygen absorbers as possible, because when you open these bags, you can reseal them, and I have a sealer. You can reseal them as long as you have fresh oxygen absorbers. You can seal them. I keep stuff in a Faraday cage. The light's low, but I don't think I've ever shown my Faraday cage online. Galvanized steel garbage can. You can't see it because the light's low. Anyways, this is what's it called? They got Flex Seal, the rubber. I bought like a gallon, 2 gallons, and I just coated the whole thing. So it's 360 degrees, covered in some type of rubber insulating material. And then furthermore, I've got these EMP shield things for electronic devices. And I keep, that's a hard drive in there with how-tos, DIYs, lectures from all the Ivy League universities, how to make bombs, you name it. So, you know, Merry Christmas, or, you know, whatever it is that you call that person that is actually allegory for Julius Caesar, whatever you celebrate. Here I'm growing a few plants. These are citrus. These honestly are about 3 years old, and some of them are just taking off now. Some of them are struggling, you see. This is saffron. I threw all the bulbs in one pot because I didn't know if it would work. Third time trying saffron, doesn't work. Finally worked this time. It's in there with some turmeric, some ginger, some turmeric. I have Brazil nuts in here. Took me like 4 years to find Brazil nut seeds. Which reminds me, I gotta water them. And yeah, I don't know if they're gonna germinate, so that's a big letdown. But Brazil nuts are the best for selenium and boron, for raising natural levels of testosterone. And, this one was an almond tree. It's not doing too good. It's been not doing too good. But I'm gonna let it see if it's got any fight in it. Because this one is an almond tree as well. It was a root. It never actually grew leaves. But it's still green. And the lighting in here is bad. But it's still green, which means there's a sign that chlorophyll is still present. Same thing with these things. The pecan trees. They were pecans, like northern hardy pecan trees. And it's still green, okay? That's just a little... If you ever want to know if one of the plants outside your house is dead or living, just break a stick off and look to see if there's any chlorophyll going on. That's one of the first ways to tell. That's a Peruvian apple. Here's some cuttings that I'm rooting, okay, on a heat mat, on a heating mat to keep the temperature. And here is an almond tree. I've not had success with California almonds at all, and a plant itself is like $100. There's no roots growing just yet, but it's still kicking. And I put, I've already shown you, I put aloe in that one. Here is the hardy kiwi. And you can see the roots are growing. I don't think you'll get the color on it. Oh yeah, you can see, there's green there. There's chlorophyll going on. I change the water every day or two. I'll show you ones that are not working, but I keep them in there anyways. These are pistachio. This is longevity spinach. It's a perennial spinach from Asia. So, like I said, today is when you can start germinating, and I'll show you the best way to germinate seeds. I'm germinating sea buckthorn, moringa, and some maca eventually. But I take these takeout containers. I usually use the one that's one more shallow. Paper towel to absorb the water, so that the paper towel will absorb the water and hold contact with the seeds. And a spray bottle. It's simple. Oh, not like that. This is used for the dogs. My dog hates water. Hates it. Anyways, you just want to get a mist. Not too much water. Easy as that. You check on it every day. Leave them on the heating mat. It really doesn't get that. You don't have to fool around with plastic bags. In my opinion, the plastic bags are less efficient. And Happy New Year. And another thing you're gonna need to know how to do after you dispatch somebody with this, you're gonna have to learn how to chop a body up, feed the dogs. You're gonna have to learn, get rid of the fingernails, get rid of the teeth, get rid of the hair, okay? The bones, you can put through a pyrolyzer. You can make one with a 55-gallon drum. Just look up pyrolyzation in the creation of biochar, and that's how you get rid of bodies, okay? Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.